a quote that I love a lot. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Makes sense, right? Sounds good. If Da Vinci said it, I mean, it's good enough for me, I think. So what we'll do is make these potatoes. Now, a lot of people make gnocchi, they roll it a fork or on a little pallet. I like to make little gnocchetti, little tiny ones about the size of my pinky nail, and I cut them into little diamonds, and I call them gnocchetti. And then the smaller the food, we get to charge extra, right? Like that's the way it works, I think. So it cuts my food costs down. I opened my first restaurant in New York City when I was 31. It was a restaurant called Impero. It's kind of a nod to the Roman Empire and also New York being the Empire State in the U.S. And we had great accolades. I left that and I started another company called Scarpetta. Scarpetta is when you grab a piece of bread and the food is so good, you sop up what's on the plate. The word for that in Italian is fare la scarpetta, to make a scarpetta. And that scarpetta was the inspiration for me to be able to every dish that to be inspired to grab the piece of bread because it's so good, you just want to sop it up, right? And so that's what I built. I had 8 of those restaurants around the country, one in Toronto, New York, Miami, Las Vegas, Beverly Hills, right across from Spago, funny enough. And then a couple other restaurants. I had a restaurant called Pastina, UCG, a couple other things as well. And then I left that group a few years ago, and we're starting a whole new company now. Last 2 weeks ago, I opened a restaurant in the Bahamas. It's called Leola. Leola is a sophisticated Italian restaurant that really is mostly about using the table to connect with one another. So it's a fancy restaurant, very high end, but we don't let the restaurants, the fanciness get in the way of connecting a restaurant and life. This is really difficult and hard. And that's a really important aspect. So many different paths we can take. Cooking for me. That after all these years, 40 years of cooking, my realization is that a lot of great things come out of the kitchen. But the most important thing is we utilize this as a conduit for connecting with other people, whether with our families, with our friends, utilizing it for loved ones, connecting with one another as well. Also, I can say that just working with Chef Greg and his team over the last week, we also really utilized that philosophy together, working together with food and forging friendships together, and it was really a special moment for me to be able to come across the world and be greeted with such incredible kindness and incredible respect, and giving it back as well. 3,000 stores across the U.S. Good. You never know the direction that food potatoes. Normally have somebody else do this. Aligned with whatever your vision. Any questions so far? I know it sounds like a very typical American thing to say you should pursue your dreams. Good. You see how I really believe there's no waste here, right? We're utilizing all the products. Choose what excites you most.
That has to be
never live in fear. You always have best when it's in your heart.